Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host GamerK, and it is time for another DLC review. And I think it's been a while since I've done one, considering there's not that many good DLCs out there. And a couple come from Assassin's Creed, a majority of the ones come from Assassin's Creed. And that's what we're reviewing today. This week, we journey into ancient Egypt and discover the origins of the Hidden Ones. The Hidden Ones DLC came out in early 2018, so about a good 3 to 4 months after the release of the original game. And as DLC goes, it's pretty good. It's got an interesting story. It shows some of the pitfalls of not really having a creed with rules yet. And it shows that very much in the game. And it's a beautiful story, taking place a good 4 years after the events of the first game. Bayek has defeated the most of the Order of Ancients responsible for his son's death, and for the ones who are just causing panic throughout Egypt. We sail off to Sinai, where a friend of ours who, I believe she's the hunter that we meet in a side mission throughout the game. So do the side missions. They have a plentiful of story in them in Origins, which I love. So she is in Sinai after the whole Order of Ancients is defeated. We're getting called to help a rebel force, and Gamil, I think his name is Gamil. I think that's it. No, wait. I think that's his name. It's been a while. It's been a long time. So we go in to help him, a group of rebels that are being oppressed and by the Order of Ancients. And first off, one thing I gotta give credit for this DLC, it does not take place in the main map of the game. We get a brand new area, new locations, new buildings, new terrain to deal with. Although there is a giant desert in one corner that I wish was utilized in story, and not because the whole story takes place in the city section. I just wish some of the story took place in the desert for a little bit. I mean, some of the side missions take place during the desert, but it's just not enough. So basically, we are we have to take out 3 Order of Ancients members: the Administrator, the Executioner, and the Mason. I don't remember all their names, as well as most of the other Order of Ancients members. And we have to take out their leader, Rufio, who, I gotta admit, for the main villain of the game, of the DLC, doesn't really show up that much, except in those flashbacks, which, all honesty, is okay, but it could have been a little better. I mean, they could have added a couple more Order of Ancients members to add it in. The story is very, very well done. It shows Bayek fighting for a cause that's not really his own, kind of like how Ezio fought with Bartolomeo and La Volpe in order to help their factions, in order for them to help the assassins. I mean, they were already assassins, but the factions weren't. So it's basically something like that. We're helping a bunch of rebels who constantly lose lives, and innocent lives are lost throughout the conflict against the Order of Ancients members. And taking them out is beautifully done. Once again, for the Mason, it's basically within a camp, and we just gotta take out certain guards to reduce the level of being detection. The Executioner is in a quarry area where you will zip line from place to place, and it is a pain in the rear because he's got guards on every length, which makes it a real challenge. But the challenging one is the Administrator. He has a wolf hood cloak, and he dresses all of his guards exactly like him. So using Senu to detect him is not going to work. You're going to have to kill them one by one in order to figure out which one's the real one. Also added to the fact that in Origins, you need to do the confirm your kill button, so you need to make sure you're in a private location, or you do it from a hay bale. And also, because it's done in a giant-ass fortress, yeah, it's going to take you quite a while. And I love that they amped up the difficulty by not having Senu be able to do it. They need to do that in the next in Valhalla, where they have one of the main enemies dressed in a certain way that camouflages him and within the rest of his soldiers. It's kind of like how they did Jubair, in Assassin's Creed 1, how we had to find him, but as we got more information, it detailed where he would be and what he would wear. That is something I love in this with these villains. There's not really much story. There's not much detail for them to go about after we kill them. You know, that awesome White Room scene that Odyssey didn't have, that kind of gives you banter between the Order of Ancient member and Bayek. Basically what it does is they just say that the Order is eternal and we're not going to last that long, which is annoying. But the Rufio's death is the one that kind of shows that even if we kill him, there will be another to take his place. And that's something that is very true for fans of the Assassin's Creed series. Doesn't matter how many Templars you kill, there will always be more to take their place. And it's something that really adds well to the game. Okay, that's enough for the story. The main game is 8 missions long, and they're very lengthy missions too, which I really enjoy. Not only that, there's also side trophies to do in the game, which are beautifully done and really original, if I honestly think about it. There's 2 stone circles that are added with Sawbeck and the Ankh. They could have added a little bit more just for fun exploration, and it's just really fun exploring this new area and the new pitfalls, and the level is definitely ranked up to around 45 to level 50, which I like, so it helps you evolve more as you do more stuff throughout the area. It's got 8 side missions as well, which honestly, so it's a 16-mission DLC, and they're very lengthy, some of them, and some of them even have you recruiting 2 new Order of Ancients members, including one who has the Shadows of the Scarab set to kill you, and you're going to find out that it's someone from your past. Think back a little bit. Trust me, for those of you who haven't played and hopefully will play it, I mean, yeah, Origins has been like the last 2 years, but still, it's still great. The side missions feel kind of fun, adventurous, but it also has some deep meaning in some of them, and I love that. It kind of adds more to the conflict that's going around, just like in the previous side missions of the main game. The story stays focused onto helping the resistance fight back until it's revealed a little bit later, like near the end of the game of the DLC, where the guy we've been helping he's not the evil. This is a prime example of of good intentions going down the wrong path. And spoiler warning for those of you, basically this dude sets in motion events that have his soldiers in with the innocent civilians, and the Templar or Order of Ancients kill them because they believe they're with the cause. And instead of helping them, they have the people who survive become martyrs to their cause to get more soldiers. It's just a twisted way that shows Bayek the danger of being around civilians and putting innocent lives at risk. I mean, Bayek is one that won't kill an innocent, but it just shows that some people will sacrifice plenty in order to save a good few. And that's something that initializes the creeds. One of their rules: thou shalt not keep the blade away from the blood of the innocent. And they show how they create that rule so well in this DLC. It's beautifully done as it connects to the future generations of Assassin's Creed, and it works. And the final boss of it is challenging because you're on a small plateau of scaffolding, and it's just a beautiful boss fight. You gotta parry, you gotta roll, you gotta strike when necessary. It's a beautifully done boss battle. It's a short boss battle. It's only boss battle in the DLC, because if you don't count killing the Order of Ancients members, because that's more of a task and rather than boss battle, it's really well done. I just wish there was more of that in this game, in this DLC. So, basically how this is done, the missions, the story, all these side activities to do. It comes in at 3 to 4 hours long, and because it's about 2 years old, I'm pretty sure the price has gone down quite a considerable amount. And not only that, but because this DLC isn't boring. It takes place in a different area after the main game, bringing you new characters, and it kind of takes a toll on you with certain deaths in the game during the story. It makes you feel for the assassins, the origins of it. It makes you feel the struggle that went through in order to create what is now a creed that has survived for millions and millions, millennia, and more. And not only that, it does not take away Bayek's personality. Most DLCs strip away a character's beliefs. It takes away their personality in order to best the game. But Bayek is still Bayek from the game, and I love that they kept his morals intact, but they kept his sense of humor at times within the game, and it's something that's beautifully done here. So, because the story keeps it interesting, keeps up with the assassin lore, and shows the pitfalls before having a creed, it demonstrates why this Origins is by far one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games in recent years. And I hope the new game has some of the best stuff from the previous games. And they need to improve, because Odyssey was a test of what new gen can be, but Valhalla we'll have to see. So, Gamer K's final verdict for the Hidden Ones DLC is a near perfect 8 out of 10. It was originally going to be a 9 out of 10, but after I factor in that 3 and 4 hours long, there's only 4 targets to kill. There's no real... Some of the side missions are fun, and they do add more, but the main missions don't really add as much as the side missions do. It doesn't add as much humor, it doesn't add as much story, but overall, it's a great DLC to pick up. Download it if you can. And thank you for joining in this week, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And coming up next week to end the month of July, we're going to another Top 13 video where it's time to duel. This is Gamer K, logging out.